so my VCM muzzler has arrived, and it looks like everything's in there. So, and we have the different plugs on there depending on what the temperature, what region of the US you live in, or Canada. And so we'll get this all installed today. All right, so this is what's in the package. You have the plug that will go into your car. You have all the different resistors, and you have your instructions, and you even have a troubleshooting guide, which is nice. And it comes already with one preset, one of the resistors. And on this right here one is for the Odyssey, which is what I have, the Accord, Crossover, Passport, Pilot, and Ridgeline, and on the Acura side too as well. It already has the blue resistor installed. I'll probably run with that one in the beginning. I'm in Wisconsin. It's in the springtime right now, still only in about the 40s, sometimes getting up to 50 weather right about now. I'll start out with that resistor. If the light still comes on, the Eco Light, I may move it up one, but we'll just test it out and see. And so this is what we're going to be installing. All right, so here we are at my wife's 2011 Honda Odyssey. It has approximately 230,000 miles on it, and it runs great. Well, we did have a little scare there for a moment. I'll back up a little bit. When we purchased this car used a few years back, about 5 years ago, and I immediately put on one of those VCM disablers, and it worked good. It cut out the echo mode because I read about the issues with that VCM on the Honda. So to avoid that, I just put one on right away. Fast forward about 5 years, where we are now. I would say maybe about 6 months ago, it went bad. It kind of just dissolved, or not, I wouldn't say dissolved, but kind of just broke apart. Caused some issues, so I had to remove it, and so I had been running without it. And now I realize why I should have put on a new one right away. Ended up getting a misfire back here on number 3, and I thought it would just be simply just replacing the ignition coil. So I picked up a new one, replaced it. The same number 3 was still misfiring, and then that's when it hit me. I never did put back on a new VCM disabler. And so I pulled the spark plug out, and here's the spark plug. And if you can take a look at that, you can see how bad that looks on the tip. It basically just coated it all with soot and grime, and it just fouled it up. So that was causing the misfire. So I replaced the spark plug, and everything was fine. Now, what I want to do is prevent that issue from happening again. If you need to change, if you end up getting a fouled spark plug, it's most likely going to be one of your back 3. For me, number 3 seems to be the main one that typically gets hit first. They're really easy to change. It's just a 10 millimeter bolt, not bolt, but nut you take off. Then you pull out the nut will be on top of there. You pull this on out. Then you just slide your spark plug thingy down there, socket down there. Take this out, and then I use a little magnet to pull it out the rest of the way, and then pop it in the other one. Usually takes me about 3 minutes to change one of the spark plugs in the back. So don't go running off to a shop to do something that you can do your own. You're doing it blindly because it's in the rear, but just do one in the front, and then you'll know how to do one in the back. So you really don't need to look at it to know what you're doing. So it's only about 3. If you haven't did it before, give yourself 10 minutes to change it. But still, that's much cheaper than going off to a shop and having them do it for you. Yeah, I just want to make it clear. Some of the issues you guys may be experiencing could be a misfire, could be oil consumption, heavier oil consumption than you normally would have. So those are 2 of the issues you may be experiencing. It could also cause your motor mounts to go bad as well. So, you know, it could be a preventative thing to prevent those issues from happening, or if you're starting to have those issues, may be good to go ahead and to add it. You want to add it after you change the spark plug or spark plugs, or replace your motor mounts if those end up going bad. So it's a good preventative maintenance. It cost me all of, I forgot how much, $80 I think it was, something like that, but it's more than worth it. Yeah, like I was saying, with this you don't really need any tools at all to do anything. On some you will need to remove the cover to get to it, but on the Honda Odyssey you can get to it without removing the cover. You can if you want, but you don't have to. So you have your throttle body right here. This is the driver side, and if you look down up in there, you can see it. You see that plug right there? That's it right there. So that's what we're going to be removing. There's a clip on there that you have to push in. You'll actually hear an audible click when you push it in. You'll hear an audible click, so just push it hard and you'll hear a little click, and then at that point you should be able to just slide it right on off. Like that. And this is the plug right here that I was talking about. So if you take a look at it, you can see the little click. You see how that moves out? You just put it, and that click you hear is going to be it moving off of that plastic little nub that it's on. So you just push it and you'll hear that little click, click, and then at that point you'll slide right off real easy. And there is, that's how it looks with the plug off down there. You see it? So now at this point we're just going to take our plug. First I'm going to take the plug, and I'm going to first plug it into this end. So this is the female side, and I'll take the male side on here, and I'll just plug these two into each other. There we go. Lift up in here. So now I'll take this female side and plug it into the male side down there. So I'm going to take the plug here, push it back out a bit. Plug it in, and then I end up going, they have the option of a short tail or a long tail. It's a long one, that way I can have easy access to it. So I'll just zip tie this part up somewhere, so I'll always have easy access to it to just replace it as I need to. So I think right there, zip tying right here to the fuse box may be perfect. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. So anybody can do it. Ladies, you don't need to get your man out there to do it, or your husband, or your significant other, whoever that may be. You can do it all on your own. No tools needed, and without a camera trying to do a how-to, it should take you no more than 2 minutes to plug this puppy in. And if you like the video, please hit the like button over there on the, I think that'll be on the right-hand side of your screen. And if you hit the subscribe button. You know, I have other YouTubes out there on other Honda things, Honda repairs I do on my wife's car. So please hit the subscribe button and the like button. Thanks a lot.